Guys, we're going to start talking about the answer to exercise 512. I put this in an Excel format for you because the author gets a little unlined up with his solution. So I kind of want to talk through this a little bit differently than the author may present it. So I'm doing that now. I want you to be aware that our allowance accounts are how we keep up in accounting with those accounts that are going bad on us, right? And so we've estimated them from the previous accounting period, and very often when they go bad, we're then debiting them over a period of time, right? And then we have a balance at the end. So that's what this particular account is all about. So let's take a look at it. And the way I've got it set up, I'm hoping it'll be a lot more clearer to you, okay? Um, I have here a T account, and it has your allowance for doubtful accounts. Now understand that in the United States we call this allowance for doubtful accounts because we've gotten bitten by the um, basically the political PC bug here and trying to sound softer than bad debt. But allowance for bad debt is what it was called for years in the United States, and it's still called allowance for bad debt with every other country that I know of, other than the United States. But here we call it the allowance for doubtful accounts to sound like it's not so definitive, right? But anyway, the point is we have a balance that they've given us in this account at the beginning of the year. Now understand that this balance at 1/1/19, guys, is the same balance that was on at 12/31/18. So that's the balance that's left in the allowance account. And so what we've done is we've written off a bunch of accounts here over the year, okay? And so then we have here, you'll notice a doubtful account of 30,440 is our balance as of 12/31 after a year has gone by. And then they ask us, well, what is the bad debt expense? So I have this in red, guys, because that's the solution to the problem. But what you would want to do is take this 65,700, subtract out 25,160, and then add this ending balance back to it in order to get the amount of bad debt expense that we actually wrote off for the end of the year. Now remember, we're doing this journal entry, guys. This is how this problem gets a little confusing. Is we're doing this journal entry on 12/31/2019. So for 70,980, what we're doing is writing off our bad debt that we are estimating that we will have. Okay. So if you take and just stop right here at the 30,440, the problem is fairly straightforward. We understand that we had to make an adjustment at the end of the year for our bad debt expense that we think we're going to have, right? Well, then it says here in B, it says, as a result of a comprehensive analysis, guys, and you know what that usually means? I want y'all to know that what that usually means is that an auditor came in and the auditor said, no, 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 no. You're estimating your bad debt as being much less than we think it should be. We feel like that it's not necessarily reasonable. So very often, guys, remember that allowance for doubtful accounts, allowance for bad debt, same account. Remember, it's a estimate, and so auditors focus on those accounting transactions that are based on an estimate, and then they look for reasonableness and how that was calculated. And evidently there was an adjustment that was required. Now this could have been, guys, upper management and not the outside auditor, or it could have been the internal auditors. But they'll come back and take a second look at it, and they might say, you know, we kind of have these other accounts that we think we're not going to collect, so we need to up this adjustment. So all you simply do is make another journal entry to record some more bad debt, and you increase your allowance of doubtful accounts by crediting it for 31,160 in order to get that desired amount that you want it to be, which is 61,600. So, I'm hoping that my discussion generally of allowance for bad debt in the previous video, and then my talking you through this at a little bit different picture, a little bit different perspective than maybe the author was doing, hopefully it'll help you through that. But the idea is this has got to be adjusted every year, and you have to make a reasonable estimate in order to do that. And it is an account that the auditors are always looking at, and it's an account that you very well could run into as an MBA student that's in a management position. So you just need to be aware of how this is accounted for and how it is then adjusted, and that it is in fact an estimate that we have to adjust in a reasonable manner.